Tonight on 49ers Cal High Sports Report presented by U.S. Bank, high school sports action from all around the Bay Area. We have Bishop O'Dowd taking on Monte Vista, the rivalry game with Los Gatos and Saratoga, and Oakland Tech takes on Tennyson.
We have volleyball action with Powers Midi and St. Francis, water polo with powerful Leland meeting Santa Teresa, and the story of the Tennyson star running back surviving a hurricane, and so much more. It's all next on 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Welcome to 49ers Cal High Sports Report presented by U.S. Bank. I'm Robert Braunstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. We begin tonight on the peninsula where the Palo Alto Vikings are off to a terrific start this season. The Vikings with 3 impressive wins with senior quarterback Jackson Christ averaging 250 yards a game passing.
Yeah, he's a good one. The Vikings traveling up to San Mateo to meet the Aragon Dons. Aragon featuring outstanding running back Paul Lataumi. The Dons looking for their first win of the season at home Friday night. Beautiful sunset as the two teams get acquainted pregame. Opening kickoff. The kick is placed in no man's land. The ball is loose, and the Vikings' Dylan Duncan falls on it. The Palo Alto Vikings in business. Very next play, Jackson Christ throws over the middle to Jameer Shepard, who makes a juggling catch. Watch as he spins free, and Jameer is in. 31 yards and a 7-0 Pally lead very early. Still in the first, handed to Aiden Chang, who gets tripped up but stays on his feet, and Aiden is very fast. 80 yards and no one's going to catch him as Pally takes a 14-0 first quarter lead. The Dons looking to get back in it, but the pass is going to be picked off by Damian Richard Valencia. A terrific over-the-shoulder interception, and we go to the half at 14-0 Vikes. Second half, and Pally comes out firing. Christ over the middle to Walker Rosenthal for a Viking first down. Later that same drive, handed to Chang, who dives in, and it's 21-0 Palo Alto. Late in the third now, Aragon gets a drive going. The big play right here is Paul Lautami breaks through the line, makes a couple of moves, and Paul is off to the races, 53 yards to the 30-yard line. Then in the fourth on the same drive, Sean Butterman rolls out and fires into the end zone for Shimoni Mejia, and the Dons are on the board. It's 21-7. But the Vikings extend their lead later in the fourth, and again it's Chang busting free. The Vikings would get a long TD run late by Christ and go on to win it 34-7. A huge night for Chang with 171 yards on the ground as Pally goes to 4-0.
Get ready for an exciting matchup as Acalanes Dons host the El Cerrito Gauchos. The Dons start with a 2-field goal lead and spends a lot of time on offense in the first. Nick Kresnak throws a seed to Keziah Smith inside the 5. Next up, Kresnak finishes the drive off with a rushing touchdown up the middle to give the Dons the 13-0 lead. 2 minutes left in the first. Here's Raymond Davis on the kickoff return. The junior shakes a few tackles, breaks open, and it's smooth sailing from there. Davis with an 88-yard return. And in the second quarter, El Cerrito cuts this game close as QB Tyler Dixon dodges traffic and finds the end zone to pull within 1. The Gauchos looking for the lead. Dixon buys time and scans the field. He launches it way downfield, and despite great coverage, Makai Polk completes the catch. That leads to a Dixon rushing touchdown. Gauchos lead by 5. But El Cerrito on the move. Trey Baker picks up the ball on the 20-yard line and breaks for the end zone. He stretches for the pylon. That was a close one. Baker says he's got it, and he did. Gauchos lead 26-13 at the half, but here's Acalanes in the third as Kresnak finds a wide-open Lucas Eppinger for the touchdown, and the Dons get the ball back with 7 left in the third. Here's Kresnak with an open look. He throws a beautiful spiral into the hands of Ryan Riley, and that great field position leads to a Hunter Ridley field goal. Fourth quarter, the Gauchos add to their lead as Dixon connects with Polk for the 32-23 lead. Acalanes cuts it close at the end, but El Cerrito holds on to win this one 32-30 in an action-packed thriller.
The Hillsdale Fighting Knights meeting the San Mateo Bearcats at midcourt before the match on Tuesday night. Into the first, the Bearcats on the attack. Gina Jackson bumps it to Melody Shao, who sets it up for Emily Savage for a savage kill to bring San Mateo within 2. The Bearcats looking to score, but Alexandra Sprouse is there for the rejection, tipping the ball over the net. The Knights take game 1. Second set, Hillsdale takes an early lead. The ball bumped over the net, and it's blocked by Audrey Gilbert to a wide open hole. More Hillsdale here. A dig by Nadia Barkley sends the ball high up for Cindy Wen. The pass to Leanna Cassidy, who sends it home. The Knights up 2-0. Back and forth in the third. Victoria Vantos to Wen to Sophia Markowitz setting the ball over the defense. Hillsdale still going strong. Vanos win. Cassidy bump set kill for the Fighting Knights. Cassidy was really excited about that. The Bearcats don't give up. Shao deflecting the ball, sending it all the way over to Savage to cut the deficit for San Mateo. But the Fighting Knights were really good this year. Cassidy finding Wen to put it back up for Cassidy for an outstanding kill to take the set 25-19 and the match. Hillsdale staying undefeated overall at 7-0.
North Bay sports coverage is brought to you by South County Chrysler of Marin. Time for some water polo action with Las Lomas hosting Drake. Las Lomas takes the early lead with Renee Fleming lobbing it to Portia Sasser, who gives the Lady Dons the 2-1 lead, but not so fast. It's Drake's Sienna Berry on the breakaway. She goes mano-a-mano with the goalie, and it's in there. We are tied at 2. Later on in the second, it's Berry over to Bella Moynihan, who fires this in as the Pirates now take the lead. Next half, the Knights showing some teamwork with Fleming to Jamie Cruiser to Zoe Chapital, and this game is tied at 3-all. Drake would go up by a goal, but then it's Fleming to Sasser to Chapital, and it's again tied, this time at 4. With 3 minutes left in the contest, Anna Woozer gives it to Moynihan with a shot from far out, and it hits the back of the net. Drake now pulls ahead. And the Pirates would get some insurance. Sienna Berry manages to get the loose ball, lobs this over the keeper, and it's just over the goal line as the Drake Pirates go on to win it 8-5 to improve to 4-2 on the season. Moynihan and Berry both scoring 3 goals apiece. Each week, we present the Players of the Week in a rap produced by the Hip Hop Department at the Rikus Center.
The Rikus Center producing an original rap every week based on last week's games. Here are this week's Players of the Week.
You already know what it is. We here at the Rikus Center. Your Players of the Week. Yep. First up, let's go. You're gonna get more than a small dose of Paul Rosa. That's fine for Wilcox fans, cause y'all supposed to. That's right, your running back had a monster game against the Aragon Dons with a constant gain in yards. Over 26 per carry. Autographing the grass, he knows how to Seinfeld like Jerry. With vision to break the line like a hilltop archer. Giving a 3-0 record for the Wilcox Chargers. Now, who's the NCS player you ask? Man, we got answers. It's Willem Carthon for the Antioch Panthers. The senior quarterback caused a huge upset against Clayton Valley, passing with huge success. 19 for 31, he took charge like the court to jump your car. Antioch now 4-0 to start the season. He's season all day, carpe diem. That's right, you know it. These are your Players of the Week. Rikus Center, Rahman Jamal. We'll see you next time.
Stanford Healthcare brings us great information on sports-related injuries every week.
Here's the 49ers head team physician, Dr. Tim McAdams, with this week's tip.
Your kneecap, or patella bone, is usually resting right in a groove at the end of your thigh bone, called the femoral trochlea. It glides up and down this groove when you flex and extend your knee. The patella can pop in and out of this groove after an injury, leading to significant pain and swelling. Classically, it is rotating outward on an extended knee or direct fall onto the kneecap that can do this. Unlike knee ligament injuries, where patients often feel a pop, people often feel 2 separate pops in patella dislocation, one when it comes out and one when it slides back in. People with knock knees or valgus alignment and those with loose joints are at higher risk for recurrence. Physical therapy is very important to stabilize the patella and the trochlea, since the tracking of your kneecap really relies on the muscle balance from the quadriceps.
Coming up, the Block Construction NCS Blockbuster game as Bishop O'Dowd meets Monta Vista.
And the outstanding Leland girls water polo team takes on Santa Teresa in the pool as 49ers Cal High Sports Report continues.
When you're ready to buy a house, a mortgage from U.S. Bank could help make it possible. And a dedicated financial partner will be with you every step of the way. See about pre-qualifying today. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Defender twice my size. Bring it. Down by 2? I got this. I love this game as much as the pros. I may not play for the Warriors, but I have the same doctors. teaming up to keep the pros and me at the top of our game.
We got it for you, South County Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
We are back at Levi Stadium with two East Bay powers. The Bishop O'Dowd Dragons are off to a 2-1 start. Napoleon Kaufman's team getting ready for league play with a tough matchup against East Bay League power Monte Vista.
The Mustangs undefeated at 3-0 coming into this game. Two great East Bay teams. In our block construction NCS blockbuster game, our Austin Manili was there.
Blockbuster game. Yeah.
As we move closer to the start of league play, the 4-0 Mustangs come into tonight's game as one of the strongest squads. And after coming back from a season-ending shoulder injury last year, QB Jack Stewartson has led Monte Vista to outscoring opponents 108-12 this season. But the Mustangs will have to get past one of the best running backs in California, 5'11 senior Austin Jones, who has had himself a historic career with over 5,200 rushing yards and over 70 touchdowns for the Bishop O'Dowd Dragons. It's two dynamic offensive squads going head-to-head in this week's block construction blockbuster game. And we had ourselves a battle. In the first, Malachi Ward forces a 3-and-out. Whoa, that almost knocked off my toupee. But Monte Vista would get the ball back inside the red zone. But this ball is loose and picked up by Keyshawn Wynn, but the Dragons would not score. Then into the second quarter, Monte Vista beginning their drive. Jack Stewartson over to the star player on the basketball team, Nate Ruchena, with the diving grab and keeps both feet in bounds. This would later lead to the Mustangs kicking a field goal, and let's give some love to Matthew Hoffman, who kicks his third field goal to give his team the 9-0 lead next half, and here we go. Mo Flynn on the three-step drop to Jelani Warren, who leaps over the defender to make the unbelievable grab. Then Bishop O'Dowd marches into defensive territory and continues to Warren, but this time he'll bobble this one and falls into the end zone, and he'll hold up the ball, indicating that this one is caught for the Dragons' first TD. Stewartson would then fake the handoff to Gavin Cribb, but look who he throws it to. Gavin Cribb, who turns into a receiver, brings this in, and he is gone. That's a Monte Vista touchdown. And their first of the game, they now lead 16-7. Then it's crunch time in the final quarter. Flynn to Warren over the middle. He'll dodge two defenders. He is headed for the end zone for 55 yards, and the Dragons are making a comeback. With less than 3 minutes to play, Monte Vista looking to run the ball. But look out, this ball is loose. Everyone is trying to get a piece, but Austin Jones picks up the loose ball. Then as O'Dowd runs the clock down by running the ball, Gabriel Placencia gets his moment to shine with this kick. It's up and good. Bishop O'Dowd wins an incredible game. I gotta give this kicker some love. So Gabriel, how does it feel, bud?
Man, it's just so humbling to be me, an underclassman, and working with all these older guys. I just feel blessed right now. And it's just everybody up front. It's just everybody sacrificing their body for me on that play. I'm just really blessed to be on a team like this.
In Danville for the blockbuster game, I'm Austin Manili, 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Back to volleyball, and the California Grizzlies getting pumped up for their match against the visiting Monte Vista Mustangs. The Mustangs taking an early lead. Ali Rouse to Lauren Fielding for a back set to Grace Wishpart, who gets the kill. 2-0 Stangs. Cal would take the lead. Jessica Merchant to Peyton Lee, setting it up for Sophia Aguilera, who nails it to the hardwood. 8-4 Grizz. Monte Vista fights back. Lauren Loisel, big at the net off the overpass, gets the roof, and the Stangs cut the deficit. But Cal would own this one. Merchant to lead to Aguilera for a powerful rip to take the set, 25-21 for Cal. Second set, it's the terrific trio. Merchant to lead to Aguilera. She crushes it home, knocking over the defense. Cal up 6-2. More Grizz. Aguilera with the bump this time to Lee, setting it up for Sadie Pete, and that's not coming back. Cal gets some insurance, but the Stangs keep fighting. Ashley Schwilke finds Fielding for another back set to Wishpart for the monster kill. Monte Vista still trailing by 7, and it's all Grizz from there. Pete to Lee to Genevieve Bain, who blows the defense away with that rocket, 25-16 to close the second. Into the third now, and it's Aguilera flying in. Perfect form there. And we end the night with Merchant, Lee, and Pete spiking it off the net and into the hole of the defense. The California Grizzlies take the last set 25-13 for the sweep. Big games for Pete and Aguilera.
The Leland Chargers looking to stay perfect on the season with win number 10 taking on Santa Teresa. The Chargers get on the board first. Jenna Flynn passes it to her sister Nina Flynn, and Nina fights off a defender, fires one past the keeper for the first goal of the game, and Leland looking for more. Jenna Flynn again lobs it to sister Nina, and the sibling connection works perfectly. More Chargers in the first as Jenna Flynn takes this one herself and finds the back of the net for the goal. Chargers with the big lead in the first. Santa Teresa trying to get back in it. Gwen King with the pass to Giselle Lozano, who shoots and scores from long distance. It's 10-1 Leland after one. Leland keeps the momentum going in the second. Alyssa Ross throws it over to Marin Faria, who fights off a defender, and she shoots it off the crossbar as the Chargers take the 14-2 lead at halftime. Leland continues to fire on all cylinders in the second half. Nina Flynn to Jenna Flynn to Zoe King. The Chargers cruise to a 23-2 victory to go 10-0 on the season. The Flynn sisters combining for 10 goals. Each week this season, 49ers Prep and South County Chrysler will bring us the Coach of the Week award.
Here is the 49ers two-time Pro Bowl fullback Kyle Juszczyk with this week's announcement.
Hi, I'm 49ers fullback Kyle Juszczyk, here to announce this week's 49ers Prep Charlie Wiedemeyer Memorial Coach of the Week, presented by U.S. Bank. This week's award goes to Lincoln head coach Kevin Collins. It was a big night for the Lincoln Lions run game, totaling over 383 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns against the Willow Glen Rams defense. As part of this award, Lincoln High School will receive a $1,000 grant from the 49ers Foundation. Coach Collins will also be invited to a 49ers practice at the SAP Performance Facility, where he will be presented his award by our head coach, Kyle Shanahan, and will be recognized on the field before one of our home games later in the season. Congratulations to head coach Kevin Collins, this week's Charlie Wiedemeyer Memorial Coach of the Week.
Coming up, the big rivalry game as Los Gatos meets Saratoga.
But first, here's our Cupertino Electric Top 10 Power Rankings for volleyball.
The Rikus Center is well known as an elite athletic training facility, but you might not be aware of all the ways the center touches the lives of our community. In addition to athletic fitness, nature awareness, and creative arts, the Rikus Center offers a diverse community service program, allowing students to gain leadership and life skills, learning the responsibilities of a real work environment, from working with young children to helping veterans with archery. The community service program will teach students the demands of a professional environment while fulfilling their high school's community service requirements.
Goodwin's got it at the 30, breaks away, and there's the home run. Touchdown, 49ers.
We can see the talent on the field. What makes them love the game of football? Every time he catches the ball, contagiously competitive. Those are the type of guys we want.
Slices through the Giants. Pressure to the 49ers.
What it takes.
49er touchdown, 49ers.
What it takes to win championships. That drives me, that drives Kyle, that drives everybody on this team.
High school sports builds character, builds communities, builds legacies, and Block Construction plays a big part in this, building state-of-the-art athletic facilities all around the Bay Area. With an unwavering commitment to teamwork, innovation, and quality workmanship, Block Construction places great value on dedication, performance, and successful outcomes. Block projects inspire excellence and are a place where memories and legacies are built. Block Construction, we care, we prepare, we perform.
We are the Bellarmine Bells,
And you are watching
49ers Cal High Sports Report.
Lots of great coaches and players are part of the Los Gatos versus Saratoga rivalry, the game featuring Hall of Fame coaches Benny Pierce and Charlie Wiedemeyer. Saratoga features prolific quarterback Peyton Stokes, who has thrown for 653 yards in 3 games this season.
The Cats from Los Gatos feature senior back Ryan Garwood, who leads a group of dynamic rushers for Los Gatos. The rivalry game played at Toga on Friday night.
The Los Gatos Marching Band with a great rendition of the national anthem pregame. The Wildcats get on the board on the first drive of the game. Jack Lewis Miller with a screen to Mason Holbrook, who sprints into the end zone, 7-0 Los Gatos. LG looking for more in the first, give it to Adam Garwood, who sheds a couple of tackles and runs in for the score, 14-0 Cats. Saratoga trying to get back in it. Peyton Stokes with the pass to George Bean. Nathan White forces the fumble, though, and Patrick Bedison gets the recovery, and the Cats lead 14-0 after 1. Second quarter quarter, and here come the Cats again. Jared Mazzaferro takes the handoff and turns on the jet, sprinting past defenders before he's taken down inside the 10. Next play, give it to Bennison, who powers in for 6. 21-0 Los Gatos. The Cats looking for more before the half, hand it to Mazzaferro again. He scampers in for the touchdown as Los Gatos takes a 28-0 lead at halftime. LG threatening again in the second half. Jos Gervin throws a dart to Jared Quant to move the chains. Then a few plays later, it's Bennison again diving in for the touchdown, 35-0. Saratoga still fighting back. Stokes dumps it to Kelly Hughesby to put the Falcons at the 1-yard line, and that sets it up for J.J. Wang, who takes the handoff and spins his way for the touchdown. But Los Gatos was firing on all cylinders all night long. Miller heaves it deep to Ben Perinello, who makes the catch and strolls in for 6, and the Los Gatos Wildcats take the win over rival Saratoga to go to 3-1 on the season, 48-7 the final.
We head to the court for a Mission Valley League matchup between the American Eagles and Irvington Vikings. American in control early. Libero Katrina Tambanco dives in for the dig. Leanne Marie Arnabal sets it up to Tanya Chetri. She tips it over for the point. American dominated in the first set. Here's Savannah Silva to Arnabal to Kyra Vickery. She hammers it down for the kill. The Eagles take the first set 25-15 and keep that momentum into the second. Sierra Chang bumps it to Arnabal, and she back sets it to Vickery. She flies in for the kill. Vikings down by 6 and looking for the comeback. Elise Lee with the bump. Audrey Lee the set, and Rachel Walkup tips it over and out of the Eagles' reach. But American takes the second with a deadly sequence. It's Tambanco to Arnabal to Vickery for the slam, and the Eagles win the second set 25-18. Vikings on the attack. Elise Lee to Audrey Lee, and Walkup tools it off the block for the point. But American D's up as Irvington attempts to kill Elaine. Ing puts up the block, and the Eagles soar to a 3-set victory. Chetri and Vickery, 2 young sophomores, leading the way. Each week, U.S. Bank brings us stories of inspirational athletes who have overcome adversity in their lives to succeed in school and in sports.
Aubrey, tonight we meet a Hurricane Katrina survivor whose family was hit by tragedy not only from the hurricane, but from what happened 10 years later. Last season, the Tennyson Lancers practiced on dirt, playing all their games on the road. But walking into their new stadium, there is an optimism with this team. The Lancers are 4-1 to start this season. A big reason for the team's success is star running back Jacoby Harris. The speedy back is also optimistic, his life on the right road after a long journey.
I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana, and there was a hurricane that happened when I was around like 4 or 5.
Katrina?
Yes, and 2 of my brothers had different moms. So they went with their moms, and I went with my mom.
Hurricane Katrina separated the family for a time before Jacoby reunited with his brother in Mesquite, Texas, just outside of Dallas. It was a troubled area, but the family was fine for a while. That all changed when Jacoby was 15.
My oldest brother was in Dallas, Texas when he got shot, and I was 15, and he had passed away when he was 21. In February, it was hard because when he was at my house, before it happened, and I didn't get to really tell him bye like I wish I could have. Later that day, we went to the hospital. I thought he only got shot once, but he had got shot 6 times, I guess. I thought he'd be able to come back, but they told me he got shot 6 times, and then I was able to go to the room and see him, but he was in a pretty bad condition. His face was all swollen. He got shot in the neck and stuff. So it was hard to see him like that.
The death of his older brother was devastating. The family soon left Texas, moving to be with relatives in the East Bay.
He told me before, he passed away when we would talk, he told me how he wanted me to go to college and stuff. So I made a promise to him that I'd try my best to get to college.
So Jacoby buckled down, determined to make his brother proud. He worked hard in school and on the football field. The family moved from Fremont to Hayward last year. This is Jacoby's first season with the Tennyson Lancers.
He brings everybody up. He's a threat to score in every play. He's a funny guy. He makes his guys laugh all the time, probably more so than I want him to. But he's a good kid, and he's working hard out here, and he's brought us to a point where we feel we can beat anybody.
Jacoby is averaging 140 yards rushing a game, 10 yards per carry. He's also a big threat on special teams. Jacoby is having the time of his life. As for the brand new field, Jacoby's opinion,
Better than dirt.
So now Jacoby runs on a brand new field for a very successful team. A troubled past behind, there is now an optimism with Jacoby Harris.
Touchdown, Jacoby Harris.
Jacoby is doing well in school and wants to major in animal science. He really loves dogs, especially. He says he hasn't met my dogs, Cosmo and Mackie, yet, but he'd love them.
Yeah, they'd fall in love.
Yeah.
Jacoby Harris is this week's U.S. Bank Inspirational Athlete powered by Be Human. Download the Be Human app today to nominate an athlete who inspires you. Use the tag Inspirational Athlete to share what makes your nominee so inspirational. Be Human is humanizing social media. Be Human, inspire, and be inspired.
Coming up, our South County Chrysler Game of the Week with two top East Bay teams. It's Freedom meeting San Ramon Valley.
And later, it's Lee and Woodside. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
The Cordovas felt squeezed by their monthly loan payments, so Tri-Counties Bank home loan specialist Anna Poole and team looked to loosen things up. With suggestions from Anna, they were able to improve their credit scores to qualify for a refinancing solution that paid off their mortgage, car loan, and credit cards with a new lower rate, reduced term home loan, cutting years off the original mortgage and lowering monthly payments by several $100s. Tight squeeze solved. For personalized problem solving, switch to Tri-Counties Bank. Service with solutions.
Serino Group is committed to giving you the very best service when buying or selling a home, but we're also committed to giving back to the communities we serve. We are encouraged to see the good and uphold it. Serino Group has pledged to give 1% of our gross commissions to charitable and community groups making a positive difference. Serino Group has donated more than $2 million to these groups since the inception of the 1% for Good program in 2012. Go to our website to see the list of recipients. Serino Group, our community is your community.
Hi, I'm Lucy Wiedemeyer.
And I'm Keith Andry.
And we are both brokers with Serino Group. Many of you will remember legendary football coach Charlie Wiedemeyer, my husband, who was a champion of high school sports. And together, Keith and I support high school sports in our Bay Area.
49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Block Construction, together building greatness. By Cupertino Electric, the company delivering power and possibilities and celebrating student athletes making a positive impact. By the Rikes Center, where goals and dreams become a reality. And by Stanford Healthcare. We are back at the NBC Sports Studio with the South County Chrysler Game of the Week. This week's game is a stellar matchup in the NCS. The Freedom Falcons come into the game at 3-1. The Falcons feature two outstanding wideouts with Michael Ely and Giles Jackson.
You get anything for Game of the Week?
Yes, you get t-shirts and a post-game team interview.
Wow. And the MVP t-shirt too?
Yeah, we announced an MVP.
Pretty big deal. San Ramon Valley featuring senior quarterback Brandon Camissa. The Wolves and Falcons in our South County Chrysler Game of the Week. Aubrey was there.
The San Ramon Valley student section is all in for this matchup against Freedom. Opening kickoff, Clay Factow is deep for the Wolves. A flock of Falcons meets him on the far side. So, of course, Clay decides to go right. Very good decision, Clay. 80 yards to the end zone, and San Ramon Valley would take the 7-0 lead. The following Freedom drive, the offense going with the long ball, but the Wolves' Jared Kenny comes up with it, and that would lead to a field goal. SRV up by 10. The Falcon offense with the ball in the second. QB Joey Aguilar with a short pass to Giles Jackson, and the Michigan commit dives in, and the Freedom Falcons are on the board. 30 seconds left in the half. The Falcons are looking for the lead, but Harrison Wheeler hits the QB in his windup, and Cole Mortensen comes up with the interception. He takes this ball near the 25, and on the very next play, Brandon Camisa scrambling around in the backfield finds a wide open Factow, and it's just a fact that guy can catch. 17-7 SRV, but hold up, the half is not over. Aguilar to Jameer Parker, but wait, it's a hook and ladder. Parker pitches it to Jackson, and he has nothing but open field ahead of him. Freedom pulls within one at the half, and the Falcons started the third strong. Aguilar to Parker, an amazing grab by Parker, and 2 snaps later, it's Parker again, this time in the end zone, and Freedom takes its first lead of the night. A Wolf fumble puts the Falcons back in the red zone, leading to this Michael Ely diving TD catch, and Freedom has the 2-touchdown lead. Fourth quarter is 30-17 Freedom in the lead. SRV's Austin Aarons gets nearly pulled into the end zone. 6 more for San Ramon. And next Falcon drive, Aguilar looking very composed in the pocket. He sees a guy he wants. That guy is Parker. And watch that awesome catch. He was well defended there, and that catch leads to this Jackson rushing touchdown. It's 36-24 Falcons in the lead. Only a minute left in the game. The SRV offense taking a shot downfield, but Daniel Rowenhorst picks it off. His second interception of the night, and that seals the deal for the Falcons. They win it 37-24 to improve to 3-1 on the season. Let's talk to those Falcons. Here they are, fresh off their victory. These are the Freedom Falcons. First off, we're going to talk to Joey Aguilar. He is our game MVP. Joey, you guys, it was a tight game. You guys were able to pull ahead late. What was the talk in the locker room?
Just in the beginning of the game, we had to get used to this new team. So in the halftime, coach was just telling us to keep pushing, keep our energy up. And then we just played out as a family, finished together.
Finished together, right? Okay, Giles. Now, what are you going to take away from this win tonight? What are you guys going to work on to go into Antioch next week and then league play?
We're just going to work on just playing as brothers as usual and having a good week of practice like we had this week, and hopefully we can get another win and keep it going.
And not only one more win, how about wins for the entire season? Okay, Daniel, what do you guys hope to accomplish by the time the season is over? What are your goals?
We hope to accomplish the bell and maybe a championship.
The bell game against Liberty, right? Yes. These are the Freedom Falcons. I'll let them go celebrate. Guys, take us out.
5 on 3, get money on 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Get money.
The Pioneer Mustangs getting all warmed up in the pools. They take on the Zebrado Bulldogs Wednesday. Minutes into the first, Justin Neff fighting for position. Attempts the backhand shot. It's deflected, but Logan Cota sends it home. Second quarter now, the Bulldogs putting up a good fight. Jake Mendez finds Noah Lee, who passes to Nicholas Jensen, who puts it away for Zebrado, and we're tied at 3-all. More Zebrado here. Jensen tosses it inside, and Jacob Hatch fights off 2 defenders for the goal, and we're tied at 3-all. We go to the fourth now. It's 8-6 Pioneer, and it's all Mustangs from here. Dylan Lehman firing from deep for the Mustangs goal. And now here's Cota working free from the defender, then gets some space, rises and fires a terrific shot there as Pioneer is pulling away. Check out this play by the Mustangs. Ryan Eddington links with Cota, who passes it to Connor Sechrist, who one times at home. Pioneer now 1-1 on the season. 11-6 was the final. Justin Neff leading the way with 3 goals for the Mustangs. Once again this season, Lexus of Stevens Creek is presenting the Volunteer Award, part of the Lexus of Stevens Creek commitment to promoting volunteerism.
This week's Lexus of Stevens Creek Volunteer Award goes to Jake Flynn from the Willow Glen football team. Jake has put well over 100 hours into his Eagle Scout project, building benches for a park in San Jose. Jake also cleans up local creeks and tutors his classmates in his free time. Jake talks about why he chooses to help out his community.
It makes you a better, well-rounded person. When you outsource yourself to do that kind of stuff, you help other people who you don't know, and it makes you a better person, I think.
That's one outstanding young man. The 49ers Prep High School Series is coming up next Friday night. Come right here to Levi Stadium for 2 great games.
At 5 o'clock, Saratoga will take on Santa Clara in the Falcons homecoming game. Then in the nightcap, Los Gatos will meet Homestead. Be there.
Coming up, Oakland Tech battles Tennyson on the Lancers' new field.
And Carondelet and Amador Valley splash around for a little while. Great girls water polo next. Back at the NBC Sports Studio, earlier in the show, we met Tennyson running back Jacoby Harris. This week, Jacoby's team stepped back onto their new field to meet Oakland League's Oakland Tech.
That's right, the Bulldogs getting set for league play next week with a tough test against the Lancers Friday night. Let's go, baby! The Lancers all fired up to host Oakland Tech Friday night. First quarter, Jacoby Harris opens up the scoring with a 25-yard jaunt to put the Lancers up 6-0. He's really good. But Oakland Tech's got a guy named Jacob Harris, and Jacob is going to do some damage here. 65 yards all the way to the house. Oakland Tech takes an 8-6 lead. The Lancers would respond. Mustafa Nasiruddin to Frederick Maola over the middle. 33 yards for the touchdown. 12-8 Tennyson Lancers. Back and forth. Oakland Tech scoring early in the second to make it 14-12, but the Lancers go back to the playbook. A razzle-dazzle. Nasiruddin to Harris. Back to Nasiruddin, who sprints 55 yards to the end zone. The Lancers are back on top, 18-14. Terry Smith going deep into the playbook. Tennyson keeps rolling in the third. Nasarudin slicing in from 4 yards out, and the Lancers have a 14-point lead at that point, but the Bulldogs fight back in the fourth quarter. Jacob Harris climbing the ladder into the end zone, 28-22. Tennyson still in the lead, but it's just a 6-point game after a spectacular catch. The Lancers would score again and get the ball back on a Jacoby Harris interception. Next play, Jacoby picks up the bouncing ball, and look at him go! Harris with a 71-yard touchdown to seal the game. Tech makes a late run but falls just short as Tennyson wins it 42-38 to improve to 4-1 on the season.
Now to the pool where Amador Valley looks to defeat league opponent Carondelet. First quarter, Sophia Riva receives a long pass, a rocket shot gives the Cougs the early lead, and after a foul, it's Kelsey Morris in front of the net, quickly to Kiki Main, and Carondelet is up 3-0 in the first. The Dons trying to score with seconds left in the quarter, but a great save by Casey Madsen. It remains 3-0 headed into the second. Caitlin Sheffield hits the sidebar, and Morris is there in the hole to sneak it in past the keeper, but AV would score on back-to-back plays. Here's Emmy Swire. She's well defended, but finds the back of the net to cut the Cougar lead to 5. But Carondelet did not let up. Sheffield to Morris, and that shot makes it 8-2 Carondelet. Amador attacking here, Swires to Lindsay Madelon, and the bounce shot is good. And with a minute left in the game, Emily Visha to Alex Brown. The backhand from 4 meters out is good for goal number 11, and the Carondelet Cougars win this league game 11-4 to improve to 2-1 in league play.
Remember, you can buy the entire game from the games we showed tonight on either DVD, or we'll send it to you digitally. Dude, seriously, you can buy the entire game video. Go to 49ersCalHighSports.com to order.
Be sure to follow us on social media at 49ers Cal High on Twitter and on Instagram. Our Instagram is blowing up. You should also head to our Facebook page to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube page. We'll let you know when the highlights and features you see on tonight's show are ready to watch.
One Hit Away brings us great advice on concussion prevention every week.
Here's Dr. Scott Schur with this week's tip.
An athlete's age and gender can influence the symptoms and healing of a concussion. Research shows that our brains are not fully developed physically and neurologically until the age of 25. So the younger the athlete, the more intense or frequent symptoms may occur, and the longer it may take to be less symptomatic and or heal. Data suggests female athletes sustain more concussions than their male counterparts. A major reason results from females not having the same head, neck, muscle mass as males, which contributes to frequent and greater whiplash movements on the brain itself. Regardless of age and gender, it is important to recognize a concussion and treat it appropriately. One Hit Away understands your brain can change your game.
Coming up, our CCS Block Construction blockbuster game as two of the best volleyball teams in the state square off at St. Francis and Mitty next.
And then back to the gridiron as Lee takes on Woodside. You're watching 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
The difference between possible and impossible? It's a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others, by us, who believe it too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
The Rikers Center has long been a staple of the Bay Area sports community, offering flexible and adaptable training programs for all ages. Among their most advanced programs is Cornerstone, a training course that combines a group-style training session with one-on-one supervision to optimize the training of its most elite athletes. Beginning each session with a group-based training workout, Cornerstone offers the best of both worlds. Fluid dynamic sessions followed by routine, all the while being assisted by the center's certified coaches.
We got it for you, South County Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
The Mini Monarchs have dominated girls volleyball with head coach Brett Almazan Cesar leading an outstanding program. The Monarchs have won 14 state titles since 1993. You might remember Olympic gold medalist Carrie Walsh as a member of the team in the mid-90s.
The Monarchs with a big test this week as they meet league rival St. Francis. The Lancers 11-2 to start this week and looking to topple the mighty Monarchs. It's our Block Instruction CCS Blockbuster game, and Robert was there.
Blockbuster game, yeah.
An interesting matchup tonight as St. Francis takes on Midi in this big West Catholic League matchup. For the St. Francis Lancers, you can look for Kelly Lavaghi, the senior outside for the Lancers, leading the team with 129 kills, 11 per set. Emily White Knight, also a senior for the Lancers, with 101 kills on the season. Midi has a much younger team going through some growing pains early on, trying to get out of that tonight. Look for Megan Lux, who leads the Monarchs in kills, along with Ellen Vergason. A terrific West Catholic League matchup tonight at St. Francis High School in tonight's Block Construction Blockbuster game. Big support from the Lancer football team as the boys supporting the St. Francis girls. First set, the Lancers take an early lead. Allison Coe deep to Kelly Lavaghi, who just crushes it. The Lancers extend their lead. Emily White Knight to Coe, once again outside to Lavaghi. A wicked kill, and the boys were impressed with that. Oh my goodness. But Midi fights back in the first. Ellen Vergason at the net with the block for the Monarchs. And Midi takes the lead and the set. This is set point. The Lancers fighting hard on defense. They get the ball over, but Lauren Haniger sends it to Nicola Bazzini, to Kiana Robinson, who tools it off the block, and it just does fall, and Midi gets the first 25-23. Second set goes to the Lancers. Ho to Lavaghi, who takes the hard angle for the point. And one more time, it's Ho to Lavaghi, who this time goes hard line. That's a great shot, and we're tied at 1 set apiece. But the Monarchs fight back in the third. Bazzini with nice touch on the back set to Julia Cabri, and that's not coming back. Later in the third, Cabri tips it over. The Lancers return it, but on the overpass right there to smash it home is Jenna McNella. Up 2-1 in the fourth, and Midi finishes it off. Megan Ahern to Bazzini to Cabri, and Midi wins it in 4. The Monarchs get a big game from Vergason, who talked about keeping the Midi volleyball legacy alive.
It's a little rough. We lost a bunch of our seniors, so we're working really hard to be passionate and trying to keep going the legacy. So we work hard for that.
Captains meeting at midfield as Woodside hosts Lee Friday night. First quarter, and the Longhorns get on the board. Kyle Albert with the screen pass to a wide open Eric Elizondo, and Aaron walks in for 6. The Longhorns looking for more. The second, give it to Elizondo, shows off the spin move and turns on the Jets for a big gain. Lee would get a field goal to extend the lead to 10 at the half. Lee on the attack again in the third. Elizondo takes a delayed handoff, and the senior gets the wheels going down the far sideline as the Longhorns take the 17-0 lead, but Woodside trying to mount a comeback. Brody Crowley throws it up to middle for Ethan Mooney, and he's taken down inside the 10. That sets it up for Crowley, who connects with David Silk in the end zone for the touchdown. 17-7 Longhorns. Back come the Longhorns. Albert passes to Elizondo, who sprints past everybody for the score. 24-7 lead Longhorns after 3, and in the fourth, the Wildcats fight back. Crowley throws a dart to Silk, and he turns on the Jets. He gets taken down inside the 5. Woodside scores a couple plays later, 24-14, but Lee answers back. Albert shows off the pump fake and heaves it deep for Ian Conway, who makes a nice catch for a big gain. Then just a few plays later, Albert dumps it to George Altawil, who scampers in for the touchdown. 31-14 lead Longhorns, and Woodside still battling. Crowley throws it up the middle for Trevor Cook, who hauls it in, loses 2 defenders, and dives in for 6, but not enough as the lead Longhorns win it 31-21 to go to 3-1 on the season.
Each week, the Harker School will celebrate its pursuit of academic excellence with the Scholar Athlete Award. This week, we honor Carlmont volleyball star Morgan McClellan. She's earned a 3.8 grade point average.
Brought to you by the Harker School. This week, Harker congratulates its girls varsity tennis team on its victory at the California Girls Tennis Classic last week. The team went 4-1, losing their only match to a top East Bay team in a third tiebreaker, winning the Division II second flight. At Harker, preschool through 12th grade students discover their passions. Learn more at harker.org.
Each week, Adobe brings us a tip on how to use great Adobe products to improve your highlight reel or team video.
Here's this week's Adobe tip. There are two ways to slow down video in Premiere Pro. The easy, quick way is to right-click on the clip, go to Speed Duration, and put the percentage of the speed you desire. If you want the action to slow down during the play, right-click on the FX box and hit Time Remapping while holding down the Control key on the point where you want the slow-mo to begin. Then drag the handles apart to determine how long the transition from full speed to slow-mo will last. This gives you a smooth transition that looks great. Just another way the Adobe Creative Suite makes it easy to make your highlight reel or team video better than all the rest. Coming up, it's Menlo battling Overfell.
But first, here's our Cupertino Electric Top 10 Power Rankings for football.
'49ers Cal High Sports Report is brought to you by these fine companies who care about high school sports. By Tri-Counties Bank, service with solutions. 12 locations now open in the Bay Area. By South County Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Drive a little, save a lot. By DGDG.com, where we want you to be a happy car buyer. And by the Serino Group, here for good.
Hi, Ed Graziani, a founding member of the Serino Group. I'm proud to support high school sports on the 49er Cal High Sports Report.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Pazine in Palo Alto, and I'm proud to support high school athletes on the 49ers Cal High Sports Report.
The Overfelt Royals are 2-0 to start the season. Carlo Meningo's team led by tough running back Ulysses Alvarado, who has rushed for 396 yards in 2 games. And really, if you want to start a backfield, you probably want a guy named Ulysses to be part of it.
Absolutely, I agree. The Royals meet a Menlo squad, and instead of Ulysses, the Knights feature Samson Axe. You might consider putting Samson in that backfield. Samson with 262 rushing yards in 2 games for the Knights. A battle of biblical proportions at Overfelt Friday night.
The captains for Menlo and Overfelt meeting at midfield to shake hands before the game. Overfelt quarterback Ulysses Reyes here hands it off to Laren Morris, who squeezes through the defense for the touchdown. 2-point conversion good. It's 8-0 Royals, but the Knights with a response. Kevin Alarcon with a quarterback keeper as Menlo trails by 1. Still in the first, Alarcon gets the snap to send a bullet to Jaden Richardson, who makes it home for the Knights to take the lead 13-8. Second quarter, Reyes passes it to Tristan Moningo, who takes it up the middle for a touchdown. 14-13 Overfelt in the lead. Back from the half, same score. Alarcon takes the shotgun snap. He rolls to his left and makes a beeline for the end zone. Touchdown Knights, 19-14 Menlo. But the Royals keep fighting to stay ahead. It's the Ulysses duo, Reyes to Ulysses Alvarado, and he finds an open lane, brings it to the house. Fourth quarter, and it's a big one. Reyes sends it deep to connect with Melvin Bellard. Bellard breaking away from the defense. It's like he's covered in grease for a 37-yard TD. Royals with a 7-point lead. The Menlo Knights doing what they do best, fighting back. Justin Sellers to Samson Axe, and he breaks through the traffic to pull Menlo within 1. It was back and forth all night, but it's all Overfelt from here. Reyes to Nico Iosefa. That's good for 6. And the Knights roll up to the right here, looking for a receiver downfield, but gets rushed in the backfield by Damian Herrera. It's picked up by Ulysses Alvarez, and Overfelt keeps its perfect record intact. 48-35 was the final.
The Menlo girls water polo team is continuing its tradition of excellence.
The girls meeting up with Shanberries from 99.7 now to talk about their season so far at the Rikus Center.
Hey, we're here at the Rikus Center in Menlo Park, the premier training facility on the peninsula where goals are achieved. Hey, it's Shan from 99.7 now, here with the ladies of the Menlo water polo team. Let's go over to Meg. Tell us about, you guys are just insane athletes, okay? I did wakeboarding this weekend. I am completely sore. How do you guys have so much endurance?
So a lot of us started out as swimmers, which gives us a solid foundation for playing water polo where you have to swim a lot. And during practice, we do a lot of conditioning, so swimming sets, to practice for really fast sprints and have a good endurance to keep up for an hour.
All right, let's go over to Celeste. You guys had a big W against Palo Alto, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, we did. And it was a pretty tough game because some of our players were hurt. So our small team was even smaller, but we managed to pull through. It was great. We had a lot of improvement throughout the summer. So we were a completely different team last year, and we're way better.
All right, let's go over to Mia. Okay, so tell us about these traditions you guys have over at Menlo Water Polo.
Yeah, so every year we go on like a 1 to 2 day retreat, and that's really where we get to like know each other on the team so that we can bring that trust into the pool. And we also just do like fun things, like we do this thing called Secret Sisters, where you get assigned to a player on a team, and then you like bring them snacks or gifts before every game to hype them up. Yeah.
And what's your favorite snack? Because I like snacks.
I like Cliff Bars.
Oh my God. Wait, I like hot Cheetos. Well, Cliff Bars are a lot healthier than hot Cheetos. Let me just tell you that, girl. I'm Shan from 99.7. Now you can catch me every morning, 6 to 10 a.m. on the Fernando and Greg Show, and 10 to 2 right after that. Give it up for the ladies of the Menlo Water Polo team.
Nights on Menlo, Menlo. Nights! DGDG.com presents the Be Happy Play each week. This was a play in a game this week that made everybody happy. This week's Be Happy Play goes to
the St. Francis Lancers, Kelly Lavaggi with the hard kill. The girls are pretty happy about it, but I think the fans are even happier. We have a guy fainting over there. Go to DGDG.com to find out how you can be a happy car buyer.
Coming up, it's the Service by Medallion Play of the Week. Some great plays this week. We'll see who gets it next.
But first, here's this week's training tip by our good friends at the Rikus Center.
My name is Coach Robert. Today's training tip is a medicine ball slam. We want to make sure that when we're doing this, we start on full extension. That means we're going to be on our toes, butt squeeze, shoulder blades back, head, ball over our head. When we do the slam, we want to make sure that when we slam the ball, go ahead, we finish in triple extension. That means our knees are going to go back so that our knees are right below our heels, our butts pushed back, our abs are pushed in. We want to make sure our knees don't come in, and we want to make sure we're loaded on the heels.
The winner of the Service by Medallion Play of the Week gets a hat, a backpack, and an invitation to our 49ers Prep End of the Season Awards Banquet right here at Levi Stadium.
We'll show you some really good contenders and then award this week's Play of the Week.
We start with Palo Alto quarterback Jackson Chris tossing to Jameer Shepard, who makes a juggling catch, spins free, and scores. Jelani Warren for Bishop O'Dowd making a spectacular catch over the defender. Let's spend some time with Raymond Davis, who takes the kickoff, breaking tackles, and he is gone. All the way Ray with a great play for the Gauchos. He's fast. Here's Freedom's Jamar Parker. Look at the nice pass here, and a terrific catch by Parker over the defender. Gets some extra yards. Great play there. But the play of the week is the Tennyson double pass as Mustafa Nasirudin throws back to Jacoby Harris and back to Nasirudin. And yep, you're number one, Mustafa, as he races in for the score. Nasirudin and Harris teaming up for a terrific play, and it's this week's Play of the Week. One more time, Harris to Nasirudin for the Play of the Week. That's the Play of the Week, and that's our 49ers Cal High Sports Report for this week. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Brownstein.
And I'm Aubrey Tolliver. Be sure to join us next weweek to meet the emotional Hollister Haybaler as he shares with us his difficult past. We'll see you then.